Alright, so this is the last video for the unit review, continuing where we left off. So this is going to be, we forgot to label the rest of our angles. Let's just call this angle C. So that's going to make this side C. Let's label this angle D. So that's going to be, actually you might not even need to label the rest, but we can. So let's label this angle D. That's going to be little d across from angle D, and yeah, we know this angle in the big triangle has to be 26 degrees. Okay, so as I was saying, is that you know that this is just like one of the other diagrams, that if you tilt it on its side, you'll be able to see that these are just two triangles. Even if you look at it like this, you can draw the extension of the other triangles and write in their angles. So you can draw the extension of the other triangles and write in their angles, so maybe it will help you figure out the other missing information that you need. So all I did is draw a little extension from the other two triangles, just like I did in the other problems that we did for homework. So now we have everything labeled. I look for what I can easily solve for, so I can have what I need. So I look for what I can easily solve for so I can have what I need. Well, what am I looking to solve for? I'm looking to solve for the height of the building, or h, in triangle number 2. So I want to solve for h. H is my final answer, right? So I see that if I know, so I have an angle in triangle number 2, and I have like what I'm looking for, which is the opposite side, h. I have another angle across from side A. So I know that if I find side A, then I'll be able to use the law of sines, because I'll have an angle and its corresponding side, and I'll have another angle and the side I'm looking for. So I'll be able to use the law of sines to figure out what is the height of the building. So we have to find A first. If we can find A, then we'll be able to figure out our answer. That's one approach that you can use to solve this problem. So let's do it. So can we figure out A in triangle number 1? So first I have to find the measure. In order to find A, right, I have one angle and its corresponding side. Well, first I have to find the measure of angle B in order to find the measure of angle A. Because once I have two angles in a triangle, I can add them together and subtract it from 180 degrees to get angle A. So let's find the measure of angle B. So in triangle 1, so in triangle number 1, I'm going to find the measure of angle B. So the measure of angle B is equal to the measure of angle B, you're going to say so I'm going to find the measure of angle B. Well, you know how to find the measure of angle B, because in triangle number 2, you have 16 degrees, you have 90 degrees. Can you find measure of angle C? Yes. So that's 180 degrees. We're in triangle number 2 now. 180 degrees minus 16 degrees plus 90 degrees. If you're like, okay, well, why did we jump from here to there? Well, one of the easiest things we can do, we already have two angles in triangle 2. Let's just go ahead and find the third angle. So the measure of angle C is 180 degrees subtracted the sum of the other two angles. So the measure of angle C is equal to 180 minus 106, which gives us 74 degrees. So the measure of angle C is 74 degrees. So if I know angle C is 74 degrees, angle C is the angle right next to angle B. This is the exact same angle, because we know our diagram went just like this. This was angle B. Well, angle B is right next to angle C, if you look at your diagram with your two triangles together. So if I know angle C, I can figure out angle B. So the measure of angle B, since I know angle C has to be 180 degrees minus 74 degrees, which will leave me with 106 degrees for angle B. So angle B is 106 degrees. So now I have 10 degrees for one of the angles, 106 degrees for another angle. Can I find angle A? Yes. Measure of angle A, which is the remaining angle in triangle number 1, is equal to 180 degrees minus 106 degrees plus 10 degrees, which will be 180 degrees minus 116 degrees, which will leave me with 62 degrees for the measure of angle A. So the measure of angle A is 62 degrees. So if I know a side and its opposite angle, so I know a side, its corresponding opposite angle, and I know my angle, and I'm looking for the corresponding side, I can use the law of sines. So let's do that. The sine of angle A divided by A has to equal the sine of 10 degrees divided by 85. So, do I know the angle A? Yes, we just solved for it. We said it was 62 degrees. So it's the sine of 62 degrees divided by A is equal to the sine of 10 degrees divided by 85. Multiply by A on both sides. Sine of 65 degrees, sine of 62 degrees. Which there is a slight glare. So let's scoot it over here. So the sine of 62 degrees is equal to A times the sine of 10 degrees divided by 85. Multiply by 85. Multiply by 85. So it's 85 times the sine of 62 degrees is equal to A times the sine of 10. So what do you have to do? Divide by the sine of 10 degrees, divide by the sine of 10 degrees. So that leaves you with A is equal to 85 times the sine of 62 degrees divided by the sine of 10 degrees. So this says this was supposed to be 10, okay? So we said 10 plus 106 is 116. So I can't subtract. So if you caught this earlier, 180 minus 116 is 64 degrees, not 62. So just go back and change that, 64 degrees. It hasn't messed up our calculations. I just, just a simple math mistake that I made. Woohoo, I make mistakes. So A is equal to 85 times the sine of 64 divided by the sine of 10 degrees. That's equal to 439.956 as the length of side A. So I know side A now is equal to 439.956. I know side A is 439.956. Okay, well now I have in triangle 2, I have the length of A. That's exactly what I was looking for in order to solve for my height, because I have an angle 90 degrees with the corresponding side that we just found, and we have another angle with the side that we're looking for. So we're going to use the law of sines again to now figure out the height of the building, and we have solved our problem once we do that. Okay, so we're going to say the sine of angle A, which we know is sine of 90 degrees, divided by A, side A, which is 439.956, is equal to the sine of 16 degrees divided by h. How do I solve for h? Multiply by h on both sides. We get it alone. What's the sine of 90 degrees? 1. So h divided by 439.956 is equal to the sine of 16 degrees. I'm almost done. Almost done. Yeah.
Hey, Ms. Gibbs.
So
may I have a
to
student
solve
sit
for
here
this,
while I have a parent meeting with their sibling?
to solve for this, all you have to do is multiply by 439.956 on both sides to get rid of your denominator. 439.956. Then you have h is equal to the sine of 16 degrees times 439.956, which gives you 121.268 feet, which is the height of your building. And you solved your problem. That's the end of your review. Good luck.